I was hitting some moves right there, bro. Welcome to Small Package Wrestling, where we fucking cover AEW, WWE, Triple A, Consejo Mundial, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. And coming soon, bro, we're gonna be covering your local indie
Woo!
shows, local Sacramento, San Jose shows. Aaron is fucking buff. This is OG. Aaron just fucking injured himself. The local
Just
CPK.
chop
If he
myself.
wants, if he wants to introduce himself.
You already know.
Y'all know the drill, fellas.
Certified ball knower. If y'all want some knowledge, just let me know. I
You
will
should
give
change
you all
that
the
to certified
information.
promo lover. You should change that to
I
certified.
wouldn't mind
Change it
that
on
either. Please, actually,
CPL.
do change it. Promo lover.
No, change it. Aaron prefers promos over wrestling. Change it to that.
Well, welcome, fellas. We got Aaron.
And you're talking to your boy.
Mr. I hate
You
promos.
guys should have
No
a
promo.
cutout of it.
Mr. I hate promos, Mr. He's gonna cut a promo right now.
Right
Let's
now,
give him some
You're-
time.
cut a
Cut a
promo.
All I
promo.
need is 30
Mister,
seconds. All I need is 30
cut-
I
seconds.
hate
You're talking
promos.
to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
Thank you. The
Uh,
walking
Alexis.
paradox, Gwex, Mr. Promo
Alexis,
who hates promos.
Alexa's favorite video from ours is the oh brother, this guy stinks. I
I could.
don't know, man. So how you guys doing?
That
First and foremost, how you fools doing? How's everything going? How's life and shit? Good? Fine, let's move on. No, I'm fucking
we're
with y'all.
outside. Wrestling is what's keeping me going. Is the art of wrestling is what's fucking making me fucking happy, bro. This fucking podcast and just everything that we're able to see from these different promotions. That's how I'm doing, bro. Is we're focusing on the art of wrestling and make sure you already know what time it is, buddy. We wouldn't be YouTubers. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing if we don't ask to like and subscribe, follow on all of our platforms. We actually need to update that because we have expanded. We have colonized. JK, we don't colonize.
Art of
We don't
wrestling.
do that in the art of wrestling. But we have gone to Reddit. We have gone to Patreon. So check us out on there. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you guys want to collab,
And
DM us, email us, all of that. And what are you gonna say?
we're on Twitter.
Oh, we're on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Now known as X,
Yes, sir.
which we don't
X, yeah.
call it X.
Yeah. Who
And they're
calls
not
it X?
called. They're called not called tweets. They're called excretions. But whatever.
Oh, okay. Small packages is about to excrete. Is that? I don't think that's the right conjugation of that word. On
So,
you guys
fellas,
on Twitter.
so how you guys do? Aaron, how you doing, Aaron? What's going on, man? We're in the thick of Mania season. What do you got? How you feeling?
It still hasn't hit me yet, but that's normal. Every time I travel to a show, it doesn't hit me till I actually land in the city. I see the banners, I see the people wearing their wrestling shirts. I hear the commotion. That's when it actually hits me. Right now, I'm chilling, just waiting for the day.
So, how many more days do we have left until Mania?
23. We're 3 weeks away.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron's a
Dang.
human calculator.
He
It's
disappeared.
okay, no, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one thing I remember about you and Mania. I'm sure he'll log in at some point. Is that you're ice cold. I remember being so hyped like months ahead, bro. Like, like, hey, Aaron, like how you feeling about Mania? It's like Loki, I'm not feeling it
Loki?
yet. Like every
Not yet.
time, man. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because you've gone to so many or
I don't know, and I don't like that. I don't get excited until I get there because I want to be excited, like leading up, like I gotta pack, I gotta do all this. Like I don't know, it just until I get there, that's when it actually hits me. I don't know why.
I get what you mean, but I think it's just because you've been there before. Unfortunately, and that's my theory. It's like unfortunately because you're so experienced, that hype is no longer there because it's routine. Like you've done the flight, you've done all of these things. It's not until you get to the fucking meat and potatoes of fucking where you're going that you
Yeah.
feel that shit, bro. And I
Like
get, I understand that, bro. Because if
like
you're
remember
going to
that
a
feeling
venue,
you got when you walked to the stadium? That's when it
dude,
hits me.
I've never
That's when it
once been
hits me.
I've never once been speechless in my life, bro. I remember being in that stadium and we caught it. Check out our vlog. Check out our fucking WrestleMania 41 vlog. I literally was sitting in our seats and I was like, bro, Aaron, like I'm speechless. Like I don't even know like what to fucking say right now.
We sat
'Cause
there for a cool minute, just said nothing.
just said nothing, bro. Because it's hard to describe. I mean, like the video. I think I still watch that vlog over and over again because that's the closest thing I could get to reliving that moment. And it's like from literally the Airbnb the morning of the when we're like it's such a trip. But even when you're outside of the stadium, you just feel the energy. You're
Yeah.
with wrestling fans, and then when you walk in, you got people yeeting, you got people going woo, you got people going, and it's like before, like there. I remember there's this point in when we were actually there, and I don't know how we caught this on video in the vlog, where you literally see the curtain pull back when the stage is there for
Mhm.
the first time of Vegas, and like I was like, damn, like that's just so beautiful. And there's another video that you caught of us literally walking down, like the and luckily, bro, we weren't in the like like upper,
Oh no.
like we're in the bowl, like
I
and
know what I was
like
doing
you
when I
you
was getting these
you were
tickets. I know what I was
you're
doing.
cooking, bro. You're fucking cooking. And like, it was just crazy. Like, I can't even, I'm getting chills, bro, just thinking about that shit again. Like, and how do you feel going back, bro? How do you feel like that you're going to experience that in the same stadium in a Legion again?
I kind of preferred to it to be like in a different city. Well, like it was scheduled like at first it was scheduled to be in New Orleans. I was pretty excited for that. Like I'm going to a new city to experience, that city and then watch wrestling. But like it's in Vegas again. I don't mind it. It's a short flight for me. I'm not complaining, but I am excited. I at some point I will be excited. And then also something weird that happens, like I get super nervous. Like when I'm at shows, I get this nervous feeling in my gut, like throwing up. I don't know why, but maybe the excitement just hits me hard. But that's how it is for me.
I think, bro, you described it perfectly. Like, there's just like nerve wracking excitement to it. Like I remember when we went, bro. I remember just like being like just so fucking hyped. And I don't know if it was because we're covering this for Small Package Wrestling or we were at that time. Shout out, give us a like and subscribe, all of that stuff. But like just like the aura of that just made me so fucking nervous, bro. And I remember even back then, like there was rumors of it being in New Orleans when we were in Vegas.
Yeah,
And we're like already talking about like, bro, next year. Like at that time, we had already known that like I was gonna be a dad, and I remember we seen a kid and like a 1 year old or a little baby, and I told you, Aaron, I was like, look, that could be me next year, like with little Ekid and shit. And like so it's cool that you're still going to be able to go, but I hope that they still show out and still do something different for this Las Vegas WrestleMania. um I don't think I'd ever go to Vegas again if it wasn't for a WrestleMania. And I'm glad I got to go with y'all.
it's an odd
um
city. It's a vibe. It's a weird vibe being in Vegas.
You mean Omar? You don't want to go to one of those pool parties there in
no,
Vegas?
never, 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 never,
What are you
never,
talking
never,
about? That's peak
never.
humanity there. Go pay
No,
$500 to go sit in a fucking pool.
it fucking lukewarm water. It's this big full of bacteria. I'd rather watch fucking grown men in underwear slap meat. Like fucking pay an unnecessary amount of funds for that. Like, God, guys. But like, I think the cool thing about Mania, and I think we touched upon it, it's not just the show itself. The
Mhm.
what I liked about it was the traveling, the build up, the WWE World. Shout out to my sponsor Gwex for allowing me to go to WWE World, our wise man. And that was one of the coolest things that like was I was able to be a part of, was that walk in, bro, to WWE World. You see the actual WrestleManias from like WrestleMania 21, like WrestleMania 20, bro. Like that's when Eddie won the strap. That's when like all of these things. And check out our vlog, bro. I can't tell you how much like I still watch that, bro, because we're somehow Aaron was able to capture a lot of this on video. He was able to capture Ludo live and a bunch of different things. So if you're thinking about going to WWE World, it is pricey. I did need a sponsor, Glex, to go. But if you do have the privilege to go, I say check it out to WWE World. There's a lot of nostalgia. There's matches. We got to see some like indie matches and shit. And just check it out.
Aaron,
But
are you gonna be going to WWE World?
yeah,
Oh
Aaron, are
yeah,
you going?
you already got my ticket. I just still debating on if I want to do a meet and greet because it's kind of tough and
Mm.
also very pricey. But we'll see.
Who,
We'll see
who
what
would you want
happens.
to meet this year?
I wanted CM Punk, but that was too expensive. And then since I'm going on Friday, like there's different wrestlers or on different days. So like
Ooh.
the one I want can be like on a Thursday, but like I'm not going Thursday. Like so I have to specifically it has to be on a Friday. And then I think Rollins was announced for Friday, so I'm gonna try to get Rollins if it's not too crazy.
If it's
Let's talk.
accessible.
Do you
Yeah.
guys mind if we talk prices? I know what does it look like, Aaron? You're our boots on the ground right now. What's say a CM Punk fucking meet and greet or photo op look like right now,
Like
price wise?
a top star like a CM Punk, like a Cody Rhodes, like a Randy, that can be up to $200.
For a photo op, for
Just
a
for a photo
sign?
op, just for a photo op. It's literally you wait in line, you go up to the person, you shake their hand, say whatever, something real quick, picture, next. That's the bad thing about it, like how expensive it is just for that interaction. For autographs, I believe they're a bit cheaper, but also you can have more of an interaction with the wrestler. You can have a conversation while they sign and all that, but you don't have the photo. You do have the autograph,
Okay.
but you don't have the photo. But it's whatever I guess you prefer.
What do you prefer?
I prefer the photo. I feel like a photo is like a little bit better than autograph. Like, yeah, autographs are cool. I have a few, but I prefer having the photo with the actual wrestler.
You could
Which
see
autographs do you have?
Aaron's photos
Well,
on the back.
I have this Cody one,
I
Oh,
wait with the
perro.
rib
and
pictorial.
then
Oh,
for some reason, I have Damian Priest. When I met him,
Wepa! It's because you're a
Pepa!
fellow Wepa aquí.
and then I have Bailey. I met her for free here in San Jose. I met Sasha Banks for
Sorry.
free.
Sasha Banks. There we go. Here in
And then
San
who you
Jose
have back
too.
there?
Yeah, in San Jose. Oh, Dom, of course, for free too.
In cricket.
Yeah. Also, like WWE has a lot of free autographs, like opportunities, like when they come to your town, like they're coming to San Jose, like they have like a person, like a cricket wireless, so you can meet and greet. The only thing is that you have to wait in line for fucking hours and just be there early. That's the only downside about that.
So,
So
I'm not a CM Punk fan. Y'all know how I feel about CM Punk.
we
But
had no
Aaron,
Really?
idea. What?
What?
Well, that's
surprise Pikachu
What?
face.
that's the first we
What?
ever hear about that.
But Aaron,
Wow. Why don't tell us more?
you have to think like how much longer is this guy gonna be? Because right now he's at the top of his game,
No, he's
even
not.
though he's not.
He's
No,
Even
not.
though he's
yeah,
not,
he's
he's
the
at the
tail
top of
end.
the WWE food chain. That's
Yeah.
where he is right now. He's the face, even though he's failing spectacularly. What you can do now, I think now's the time, Aaron. Like if he's there on Friday, and if you have a chance, like it might be one of those deals where next year he might not be doing as good. Next year he might say some stupid shit again, and he might get kicked out, right? So I think right now, if this is really the guy that you like, and we'll ignore the fact that he's the one that killed wrestling. If this is what you want to do, like I don't know, man. If this was your guy, I would really
No,
consider doing it.
I did, but it just sold out in seconds. Every single autograph, every single photo op, seconds they're gone. They're gone. You have to be in queue like 30 minutes before, and if you're lucky enough to get in line from the queue, then you can get one. But it's also super difficult to get a photo op.
So
You can
like,
see
okay,
that.
so explain to us like what would you need to do to get your photo op? Just be like super active and super
Oh yeah.
like.
So there was a first drop 2 weeks ago with like the a few superstars. There is a pre-sale for people who bought like a VIP package, so they get first dibs, and then they
Oh
have
shit.
a general release for everybody. So to actually buy one, you actually need to buy a WWE World ticket first, which kind of
Oh
sucks.
okay.
Which yeah, it sucks. And then once you have your ticket, then you can buy a photo op, and then like they really like here on the West Coast, they release at 9 a.m. So you like probably should be in line in queue on the website like 8:30 just to get in queue, and then once they drop, they start letting people in to the website to actually choose who they
Register.
want. Yeah, and then
So
that's how you get.
they give you like a list of wrestlers that you can choose from. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
so like they give like in advance they give you a list first, and then you can like the day they're appearing at, and then from there you can choose.
So last time you were saying that it was kind of stressful because they can give you an hour, but then they can change it.
Yeah, that's all. Like they give you a time. Like for me, when I met Penta, I think it was like 11:30. So I so the ticket itself, the photo op, it gives you a time. And then the confusing part was that I went to where they were, and they had a screen of all the wrestlers and the times, and it had a different time because I guess they show up early, they show up late, so you actually have to be watching the screen to see what time you have to you got to be there, which sucks because like that Friday, I was just standing there while Omar and Peter were walking around, so I didn't get a chance to do everything on Friday. But that yeah, if you get a photo op, that can take up like a lot of your day at the convention.
So good one.
And I will say that, that was the cool thing about going to WWE World without a photo op, is that we didn't have any time restrictions. Is that me and Pete, shout out Pete if you're on, appreciate you, brother. You're day
Shout out
one.
Pete. Shout out Young Hennessy.
Shout out Young Henny. We had a chat earlier. You already know we're Opa feminists, but I felt like Opa just strutting around WWE World, bro. Like Aaron was locked in because
I was locked in. I
I
was
remember.
drunk. I was fucking,
Yeah.
bro.
well, let's talk about like, because they let out like the calendar and shit, right? Like I remember we wanted to get there early because the doors opened at like what 8,
At the
so
8.
we left at like we were up by 6, right? And then we
Mm-hmm.
caught the Uber by 6 something. We had libations, maybe, who knows. And then we got there. Pete,
It was like
appreciate you, bro.
I was like an hour and a half right before doors open, and the fucking
Yeah,
line was already fucking ridiculous.
dude, out the convention center, like low key, like there was the entrance to WWE World, and the line was literally to where the Dunkin' Donuts was, where like the security was and shit. And so like we got there like probably at 7:05, I want to
Mm-hmm.
say, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
And
Fuck.
like that line was fucking packed, bro. Like we were in the back, like we weren't anywhere close to the front and shit. And I remember doors opened at, it was earlier. I remember they
Yeah,
said
they
it
they
was like
opened a
they were
little bit
gonna,
earlier than expected.
yeah, like, and so I remember like I was like, these fools went and got some Dunkin' Donuts or some shit, and I stayed and like held it down and with a Ludo, and then they came back and I was like, hey, me and Ludo are about to go get some donuts, and then fucking I remember people just running,
Yeah.
like me and Ludo are in line and shit, and we just see people like fucking just going to the
Where were they
front. I
running
went
to?
to the fucking front to WWE World, and I went too.
Oh, you
Aaron
ran
called me.
too?
He's like, "Yeah." And Aaron was like, "Hey, bro, the line's moving." I was like, "Fuck this Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I don't need to eat. Like, I'm about to eat WWE World. Like, that's okay. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner." And so I fucking ran and met with these fools, and it was a trip because like you're just in a line with all of them, and like it opens up and you just see the signs, you see all of this shit. But like me, I'm like a fucking like a porquito recién comprado and shit. But then Aaron's like, bro, we gotta go to the fucking McAfee show. We gotta go do this. We gotta go do that. So I was like, bro, like I had no idea like that they had like the McAfee show. I had no idea that we saw fucking Roman Reigns and Stone Cold by 9:30 in the morning.
And
And
Rhea.
like I was like, Yeah, bro. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like I was not expecting that going in. Like when I got the tickets, when all of that, when I was even when I was walking in, when I was in line at Dunkin' Donuts, like I saw them in mi pinche hocico, like they're right there. Like, and check us out on fucking small pack on our YouTube videos because it's all fucking there. And Aaron will be getting more shit this year. But I don't know, Aaron. I don't know how you do it. You just certified ball knower. You just know it's gonna go down. You knew that we needed to be at the McAfee show at fucking because that we went the doors opened and we went straight there. So
Yeah.
like, is that like how did you know? Like, is that gonna be the same thing this year?
I don't know. I haven't planned what I'm gonna do at WWE World. I haven't looked at what they have because even though it's in Vegas, it's gonna be completely different. So I don't know what they're gonna have. So I have to look at the activities, the like the little walkthroughs, museums. Like I still gotta do all that, and then also I don't know if Pat's gonna be there, but when he is, there's usually like wrestlers who appear on the show. So that, like I have to find out who and what time and all that.
Rhea
who's
Ripley
gonna go
was
with you?
also there.
Um, I think Peter's going on Friday. I think Fernando's going Thursday, but we're all gonna be there.
Shout out
So
Pete
shout out Pete
and shout
and
out our
shout out
boy
Young Hennessy.
Fernando and Henny, our first guests, both of them. They both held it down. Pete, hopefully one day we get you on the pod, brother. Let us know. Let us know.
Let us know, man. What was I gonna say? I wonder if Roderici's out there. He's gonna love today's segment on WWE and promos. Aaron's gonna break
Uh,
down a promo. Apparently, I already have a headache.
Oh yeah.
four of them.
Four.
But
Oh yeah.
on that note, where do you guys want to jump to? Do you guys want to keep going on the Fed? You
No,
guys
wait.
want
Let's
to
start with
jump to the
AEW
promos?
since it's a little fresh.
Let's switch it up. Okay, so from fucking WWE World to AEW, AEW,
What do
Mistico
you
has
got, Aaron?
arrived. I have something. Mistico has fucking arrived, bro. In AEW in El Norte, como dicen, you know, from if you know, you know what I'm saying? And he's
Hashtag.
holding it down. If you check out our thumbnail, I think one of my favorite things of AEW that they're doing is that they're paying homage to lucha culture in not a dumbass way like uh some other
Like what?
ones. Like
Say it.
you know,
No, say it.
like El Grande bitch. They are paying homage to Mistico. If you look at our thumbnail, it's three of, in my opinion, since I started watching AEW, three of my favorite wrestlers. Like they could go out and just have a banger of a match. It's Kevin Knight, Speedball, and Mistico. They are the trios tag team champion. And I think to me, this something like this division is what makes AEW interesting to me. Um, is that there's not a lot of storyline, there's not a lot of deep lore. It's just three guys, random guys that could come together and put on a show and wrestle. And I think that's me and Aaron have talked about it. I won't speak for Aaron, but I feel like that's what's been missing in a lot of tag team wrestling that I've been watching is sometimes you just need to throw two guys together that know how to do tag team wrestling and that could put on a good fucking show. And it's like these guys are can put on a fantastic match with whoever they're with. And I think that's what you need for a mid card or an early card match is let Mystical go out there, let Speedball go out there, let fucking Kevin Knight go out there and have a banger of a match with fucking Mark Davis, with the whole Don Callis family and all the different trios that you could do, and just have a good showcase because in a month or two from now, these Mystical's not going to have this trio belt. Speedball is not going to have this trio belt. Kevin Knight is not going to have this trio belt. They're going to go on to better things, but give them the reps. Let them put on a show. Let them have good wrestling. And I think that to me is what AEW is doing right now is they have guys like Mystical and all these guys, and they're just letting them wrestle. But what are your thoughts? Have y'all been able to tap in?
Well, I wanted to ask you, Omar, like, what do you mean no storylines? Like, no storylines in the traditional 20-minute promos, repetitive for 5 months, and then finally have a match? Or do you mean like the storylines are kind of bare bones or kind of minimal? And
So the storylines are off screen. And this is a complaint that I see a lot. And I this is why I didn't get into AEW for a really long time actually, is because it needs a lot. You gotta like do your reading for AEW. You have to know that Mistico means something outside of AEW. And you have to know that if he shows up, he's not gonna cut a promo on AEW television, and you should not expect that. The legend of Mistico should be enough, and his wrestling style should be enough to carry that. It's the same thing with Okada. I've seen a lot of complaints online that people say that in AEW Okada hasn't done shit, while in New Japan he was this badass guy. And so Tony Khan and the AEW requires you to understand the wrestling lore. When in WWE, it'll it builds it up time by time. If it's going to build someone up, it will do it front and center for you in a promo. It'll lay it out in very simple dialogue, those type of things. And AEW kind of just gives you a little bit of credit as a wrestling fan, I think. And it is like even me, I'm not the full-fledged, I'm not the lore keeper of Mystical. I just know what he's been able to do since I've started watching wrestling recently, and his previous stints and all of that. But I'm excited that he's doing really, really well and stuff. And I know that he's the top star and the top Mexican wrestler right now. So to see him in in AEW makes me excited. But if he was in WWE, he'd have to cut a promo. He'd have to speak English. He'd have to have this gimmick. He'd have to
well,
do all of this stuff.
well, is that necessarily true? Because we have, like, I would argue that the people that are the most over right now, as far as I'm concerned, is Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Penta, and they cut very little promos, or their promos are just so minimal. So do you have to do it like that, or promos that? And I guess I'll turn it
I,
over to you, Aaron. Like, oh, go ahead.
no, no, continue.
I guess I'll turn it over to you, Aaron. Like, why wouldn't Mistico be able to cross over and do what he's doing right now in AEW in WWE?
Well,
Is
back
it because of the mechanism of WWE? I'm not
well,
talking about 20 years ago. I'm talking about like what he is now.
yeah, well, back then WWE, like they kind of forced, if you didn't know English, they kind of forced you to cut promos in English. And something that kind of changed after Triple H took over is that if you're a top star and your native language is not English, like you can cut your promo in Spanish. Like Stephanie has come out and cut a promo in Spanish. Penta does it. I seen Io Sky cut a promo in Japanese. Like that's actually something new that WWE fans have been experiencing. And it was also pretty cool because now they can be comfortable in what they're saying, not trying to talk a language that they can't really speak, and kind of struggle to connect with the fans.
I don't know, man. I like Mistico, and I'm glad he's doing well. And I like the pop he's getting, man. I freaking love it. Aaron, what do you think about Mistico?
I'm actually excited because he had a very small stint in WWE as Sin Cara, which, like we talked about this on our group text, like he was actually getting, like, before he debuted, he was getting hyped up. They were doing these promo packages, just like this guy's a fucking star, and they build him. He had a cool entrance. We had a like he would run down the ramp, jump on a trampoline, and do a flip into the ring. Like he had all the tools, but I don't know. Maybe he was still young. He hasn't maybe didn't fully develop yet, but it didn't work out. Where unfortunately he did botch a lot. And just it didn't work out. And now that he's having this second opportunity with AEW, I feel like it's good for him.
What else you got on for AEW, Omar? Unless you want to add
I
on the Mistico.
No, I will just say
Also,
one thing that I've
I
kind
have a
of
question for Omar though. You mentioned how like to be an AEW fan, you have kind of have to know the lore of the wrestler from and like this past company. Like, do you think that's why like average wrestling fans can't kind of connect with AEW? Because like for us, it's super easy. Like we watch everything. We know who Okada is. We know who Mystico is. Like it's just to me, it's just to us it's very easy. Like, can that be like a problem where average fans can't just connect with AEW?
I would say so. And the reason why I'm laughing is and I love that question, Aaron, but you know,
Yeah.
like I think it's guys like Leo Rush that Mikey brought up a lot. Like, if you don't know the lore of Leo Rush, like I had to look him up. Like, he's a former WWE guy, former indie guy, and then like this gimmick that Leo Rush did where he was like a dog. I don't know what the fuck that
Bruh.
was. That was some interesting ass shit. But I kind of enjoyed it. Same, different but fire. Like that was. I'm gonna shout out my wife now. I could say that on air. She said that if anyone ever tries to jump her, that's how she's gonna act. So if you need a self defense mechanism, just act like fucking Leo Rush.
Look up Real Rush really quickly on YouTube. But
And you'll scare off. But I think honestly, Aaron, I think that's a good shot as to why AEW is kind of like a niche. Like it's kind of like
It's like kind of
it's
underground.
yeah, dude. That's how I described it to Gwex and our boy Juan that went with us to the show. It's like there's this counterculture to it. Like it's and there requires a lot of just wrestling knowledge, and you almost have to experience it to just know what the fuck. Because I didn't know what AEW was until you told me, like, let's just go to a show in San Jose and just experience it and see what's good. And that was my first introduction. And but it's like it's a trip because like Weddle talked about this, like, and you saw it, like when I was at the wrestling shows at AEW and I would say chance, like I'd have people like correcting me, like right in front of me, this person would be like, actually, this guy wears loose pants because of this, and this. Apparently, one of the refs, I think you might have taken a picture with him, Weddle. I don't know if it was the same
oh
guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The bald guy, I
Shout
guess
out
he
Ref.
wears that shout out the ref guy. He wears like loose ass pants while he refs, and that like stuck out to me. And but like there's like little things that it's like, why do they do this? Why is it there? And WWE will present them to you first and foremost, but with AEW, you have to know the lore. Like I think Danhausen is almost a perfect example too. Like, and to me, that's also like really cool that he's translated to the WWE style because like if you don't know Danhausen, like you're like, what the fuck is a Danhausen? Like we have entire like videos.
That's what I still think.
Like,
Like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
You've been
Is
cursed.
he gonna wrestle?
He
but
doesn't need
back
to.
he doesn't need to. Like guys like Leo Rush, do you think like I just have Leo Rush move around like that backstage and you'll be
You're
okay?
satisfied or what?
Yeah, like we're fine.
So I'm
But
gonna push back. Oh, go ahead.
no. I was just gonna bring it up to this, Mikey. Thank you for bringing this up. Apparently, this was trending for a lot of people. And I sent it to you guys too. How do you guys feel about characters like this? I know I've brought that Uber driver up multiple times that we need more weird characters. Do you think WWE, AEW, New Japan, all of wrestling benefits from a Leo Rush character? Do you
Okay,
guys like it? Is that something that you like? Is that
Well, it's the first
so
time I kind of see
okay.
a character like that. Like when I first saw it, I was on Twitter. Like I saw it, I'm like, yo, it's kind of creepy because he has like the eye contact. Like I don't know, it just he was doing the dog thing. It's like it was weird. Like I couldn't understand what was going on, but like it's different. Like we've never seen that before, you know. And it actually and it connected with the people. It was trending. Like maybe he can just run with it, and it can lead that, and it can lead him to bigger things.
So I did want to push back a little bit, because I think the opposite can be true, where I didn't know anything about WWE when I started watching again. I knew Cena. I didn't know Rollins. I didn't know. I knew of CM Punk, and I'm kind of regret, like, everything I know about CM Punk is against my will. Um, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know Rhea Ripley. I didn't know Io Sky. I didn't know anything, you know. Um, and as you guys know, I haven't been a fan at WWE shows. I haven't been a fan. You guys complain that there's things that I don't like. That I don't like anything.
Everything.
Um, but Juan went with us. Shout out Juan to the AEW show, and this guy, he's very reserved. He's not very reserved. It takes him a little bit to get going, dude. By the middle of the show, he was standing, and I looked over at him and I said, "Hey, are you a fan?" And he said, "Yeah." I was a fan at an AEW show. I was chanting because one of the wrestlers was Beast Mortos and he's a lawyer, and the people were chanting shit like super organically, bro. Like super organically, like he will sue you, that's assault, that's battery, and I've seen actually like my boy Ryan was there. You saw him, right, Aaron? My boy Ryan Griffith was there. Shout out Ryan. Um, but I just found out this weekend that my boy Cole Chassis was there
Oh
at the rest.
shit!
And
For
I
real?
guess yeah, like we were sitting like you met Chassis, right, Omar?
Yeah, my goat. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, my boy Chassis was there, dude, and he said, dude, like I asked him, like, why do you like AEW? Like, what is it? What is it about AEW that you like? And I'll tell you guys what he said. The point I'm trying to make is that watching these guys perform in the ring, watching the work that they do, watching their art, right? Watching them express themselves within the turnbuckles made me interested in them. It made me want to look them up. It made me want to go to their Wikipedia page. It made me follow them on all these social media platforms. It made me want to do that because of the work they did in the ring. And I think I can't speak. And my boy Chassis was saying like he likes the in ring work. He really likes the in ring work, and he says that he likes the crowd, the AEW crowd, where they're not a bunch of alphas there. They're not a bunch of douchey fucking guys. You know what I mean? There's just fuck Don Callis and then fuck guys too. Like it was super organic that people were yelling that. You know what I mean? So it's a different kind of crowd. It's not as alpha. It's not as conservative. It's not as Triple K. Whereas we have Linda McMahon and Triple A sucking up to the Cheeto Jesus. You know what I mean? And I asked you guys, would you guys ever hear fuck ice in a WWE arena? And you guys said no. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to pull, and they have pulled, I think, the Logan Pauls of the world, the Jelly Belly Morton, or whatever the fuck his name is, right? The fucking. And why is Speed on my TV? Like, why?
Hey, leave Speed alone. I agree with everything that you said, but I'll protect
I you
Speed.
interfered right there, bro.
Hold on. Look, Speed is different than Logan Paul. I've said, let's hold it there. Speed, but I agree with everything that you said, and that to me why I agree. That's all I'm gonna say is that's why AEW is appealing. So keep going. Just don't leave Speed alone.
And but I think that's the thing. Like, and I think the whole cave, like the to me, I was watching WWE because of you guys. You know what I mean? And I think it became interesting to me with the Cody Rhodes. As you guys know, like I used to love the Cody Rhodes entrance. I used to like his in-ring work.
Me on to Cody.
And then it came John Cena, and he fucking hijacked everything. He hijacked all of last year, and he fucking derailed absolutely everything, bro. Pinche desmadre. It was a spectacular disaster, this fucking guy. And so for me, like, I was just like, dude, like, but AEW, like, I agree with my boy Chassis. Like, I agree. Like, it's a different kind of crowd. It's more fucking in tune with me. It's the people are less douchey. That's what he said to me. The people are less douchey there, in terms of not all of them, not the fans, but the characters and stuff like that. Like you have Roman Reigns, that's a fucking Trump supporter, and fuck him, Like Paul Heyman, I wouldn't do that, But and then you have Paul. Why is Paul Heyman in a promo, bro? Like why? But this is what he's saying. Like I've been talking for a while. It's the in-ring work that's making me a fan of wrestling, and it's the in-ring work that's making me interested. So even though I don't know the lore, the product in the ring is good enough to where if I watch one match, I'm in. And that's what happened to me.
It's just a different environment. Like I feel like the underground was the perfect way to describe it. It's more underground, they take more risk. It's rock music, whereas WWE is like hip hop, a little more safe. Like it's pop. Yeah,
It's the safest thing you could
it's yeah,
possibly imagine. That
It's
pander.
the Disney
It's Jelly
Channel.
Roll.
yeah.
It's Jelly
It's the
Roll.
Disney Channel.
WWE is Disney.
It's
It
Luke
caters more
Bryan.
to
All
families,
my
kids,
exes.
and
Like
like how many kids did you see at the AEW show?
I saw a handful.
I saw
I didn't see
three.
that many.
I saw
Yeah, I
three.
saw a handful.
Like it's just a different environment. AEW's TV 14. WWE's it's rated PG. Like it's just different.
I
and
think that also like go ahead.
I will say that for me, in both times, at least actually the second time that I went, and that I've been more involved with like the social media and the lore of AEW. I think that to me that's what stood out it with AEW and why I've been gravitating. So that's why I told y'all I'm gonna take AEW. Like I want to update it because I knew Tony Khan, wrestlers like Brody King are have the balls and have the gumption to be. I'm not going to support Trump. I'm not going to be okay with Triple K sucking Trump's nuts and Linda McMahon's nuts over there. You get what I mean? And that to me is important in wrestling, and that's what stuck out to me. And as you know, in this podcast, I will always call that out with WWE and all of this stuff. If El Grande Americano is a racist gimmick, I'm gonna call that shit out because it is. It's a caricature, But and in AEW, I felt less of that. So I appreciated that sentiment, Gwex. And I think I don't know if that's articulated a lot in wrestling or within wrestling fans, but I think a space for wrestling fans like myself that don't really want to see racism or racist gimmicks or shit like WWE does historically or does regularly, and that we just allow to happen. I don't want that. Like, and AEW, in my opinion, in my short time watching it, hasn't done any of that, and
Yeah.
is a little bit more counterculture and more outright. Like I was looking on their website, and as someone that has like written mission statements and different things, like they focus about diversity and different things in their website and all of that. And like WWE would never, like they're the type of people that buries people of color, except for Oba. But I mean, that's a totally different topic. Oba's getting under fire because he is apparently a sellout like CM Punk too. So we don't know that about Oba. But
What
Oba he's gone into controversy recently because of the
what
Stephanie McMahon podcast and stuff. So they pander to the Joe Rogans, to the Elon Musk, and
yeah, that's
Oba. Oh, that and so Oba recently just said that's who he looks up to. That he looks up to Triple K, he looks up to Elon, he looks up to Joe Rogan, and to me, like that's not. Maybe Oba's playing the political game. Maybe he's saying what he needs to, but I would never. I would
not
never
you.
bark. Not yeah,
Don't do that,
I
Oba.
yeah, and so that a lot of people feel that, feel that disillusionment, that sentiment that if you're in WWE, you have to do that. CM Punk
Well,
did. CM Punk
do
went to Saudi.
so do you think that these guys are doing it? And obviously what I said earlier, it wasn't about the fans. It was about the corporate nature of WWE. Aaron, do you feel like people like Oba, people like CM Punk, they have to kind of bend the knee and go with the flow and kind of surrender a little bit of that in order to be able to move up in the ranks?
Unfortunately, yeah. Like CM Punk is a good example. Like I feel like the way like his character is and the way he works, he's he's AEW. He would fit perfectly, and he did. But you know, but WWE, like that's the major leagues. That's the place you want to be, and if you want to succeed
You
in
make
WWE,
money.
you kind of have to play this game too, where you have to do things maybe you don't want to do, so to get to the top.
Not Oba
Mikey
Femi, bro.
says.
Oba.
Mikey says Oba is playing. It hurt me too. It hurt me. Like I remember I texted Aaron and I was like, bro, like I don't know, bro. Like you can't just be putting those. You could have said anyone as your role models. Like people are looking up to you. Young men of color are looking up to you, Oba, are excited. And you could have said any person that was of your skin tone that motivated you. And you said those people. And that's to me not. I think that's why people are coming for you. Like I still appreciate your aura, I still appreciate, but you could have thrown in a Malcolm X. You could have thrown in fucking someone, bro. Like someone of that has done something that is better for people, and I don't know,
I
other
think
than Elon
I,
Musk and
I
Joe
think I think
Rogan.
the thing about those guys, the Elon Musk's and the fucking who else did he like? He said
Joe
Triple K,
Rogan,
Joe Rogan. These guys are pseudo intellectuals. They reject intellectualism. If you present them with facts, if you present them with actual fucking peer, como se dice somewhere, peer checked, peer reviewed documents or data, they'll refuse it, because they're conspiratorial. Elon Musk is a fucking one of the richest men in the world, but the least educated. Like he's so incredibly, pathetically conspiratorial. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's no excuse to be an idiot. This is the age of information. There's no excuse to be a moron, and spread shit that's can be discredited or this fucking I'm looking for this word, something that can be proven to be a lie within 30 seconds. But in the same platform that you own, by the same AI that you own, he'll discredit you or she or they, right? But this motherfucking guy, and maybe he admires them for different reasons, but Oba, that hurt, bro. That hurt me. Honestly, that hurt me. I didn't want you to be that, and Oba's playing the system. I guess, if I was in his position, what would I do, right? What would I do? It's easy to say right now that I'm not in that position. Nevertheless, it hurts. Aaron, you're the WWE guy here. You're a fan. You're a fan of Las Chivas. You're a fan of the San Jose Earthquakes, but you're a fan of the Packers. But WWE is you. How does it make you feel that this company has those kind of ideas?
I mean, it's unfortunate that you know there's people who think that way, but to me, I just focus on what I see on my screen. I'm not worried about. Do I care about politics? Yeah, I vote. That's all I can do. But like, I just focus on what I see on my screen and what entertains me. And like, do I care what who people look up to? Not really. They can have their reasons, but like that's just me.
Same. Oba heartbreak. You heard it here first. Aaron said vote. If we don't, you're about to get an RKO. You're about to get a fucking chop to the neck, bro. Exercise your fucking democratic right to vote. Don't idolize who you want, but it will disappoint me if you idolize dumbasses like Logan Paul, Joe Rogan, and fucking Elon Musk because they're cunts. But Oba,
Bro, like
read some
I'm
books.
sad. Like I'm
I'm sad.
genuinely
It hurt.
sad, bro.
I woke up that morning, Weddle. I was like sad for I was like Opa was my truth, bro. Like like you see, but this is why I'm looking at my boots on the side, and I'm like maybe I could get Oba big, that large, and maybe I could create a gimmick, the Mexican ruler, where I just walk in like that, and I'm a communist, bro, and I'm
Yeah.
just like Triple K, I'm coming for your ass. We're fucking revolutionizing and unionizing WWE. Let's
And giving
fucking
employee benefits.
and giving fucking employee benefits for everyone. Health insurance is the first thing, and that would be a heel gimmick in fucking WWE. Motherfucker tries to come in and provide all of the wrestlers. Jesse Ventura, your boy, and Hulk Hogan is the reason why wrestlers don't unionize. And I don't know. I have a feeling that Obo would have been on Hulk Hogan's side. He would have been like, you know what? They should not
Don't
unionize.
every time you guys say that, fool, it's like you take the dagger, fool, and just
Just dig
a
it
little
a
bit more.
little bit
Just
more. It's like
oh
fuck.
my bro.
Yeah, it's rough. That's where let's talk about it though. Oba's gonna challenge Brock. That's what's going down.
Take
How do
all
you
my
feel,
money.
Aaron?
Take all my money.
Talk
Take
talk to us,
all
Eric.
of my money. I need this match to kick off night one. I feel like this match is as big as those guys are. Those guys are the most athletic big dudes I've ever seen, and they're just gonna be flying around that ring, and I can't fucking wait, dude. I can't. That match should kick off WrestleMania.
I feel like Aaron. I feel like what you really want to say is, I can only get so erect in
Like
anticipation.
I can't like if I could get more, I would, but I can't.
Mix up.
I have a limit.
The bricks are there, bro. 5 bricks. 5 bricks and
So
false smackages.
I do want to say that Brock Lesnar makes Obafemi makes Brock Lesnar look mortal. Like it's crazy. Like he makes him look like just a regular fucking guy, and he's not, bro. This fucking guy's a fucking specimen. And here comes Obafemi with his little Trump hat. You know, I shouldn't say that, but I saw a meme, and it was. I didn't want to believe it. I
That's
ignored
hella
it,
funny.
but anyway.
Mrs.
So
Femi,
that
Oba Femi, if y'all see us, be educated. That's all we want from y'all. Make informed decisions. We're judging y'all from a place of appreciation. Don't idolize those people. But you're saying, Quick?
yeah, you know, Mrs. Femi, we were really rooting for Oba. And I
I'm
want to
still
say it's
am.
nothing personal. Yeah, I want to say it's nothing personal, but the kind of ideas that those guys push sometimes are pretty personal to a lot of people, you know. So um, yeah, it's hard to separate it. But so night one, Aaron, Oba Femi. Hey, you all heard it here first. Aaron's predictions. Let me write it down. Who wins that match, Aaron?
Oh, that's tough. That's I won't be surprised if Lesnar wins this match, but at this point, I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Who do you
I
think
think
wins,
Oba
Omar?
has to go over. I think they have to. If Oba doesn't go over, then what are you doing, bro? I think that's the perfect way to write off Brock. What believable reason do you have? Oba by domination. Yes, Mikey. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Yeah, like yes. Like just pure, just straight up squash. That's what I've been wanting. Belt to ass to Brock Lesnar. If there's one person that could do it to Brock, it is Obafemi, as long as he gets educated before he does it. If he comes out with the Malcolm X book and as his entrance, then we're good. But if he just fucks him up, that will be it. That I think that's the way to do it. Oba by domination, and then you sleep out Brock Lesnar with Gunther in like a month or two or whatever after that and backlash. And
Does
you
anybody
I
miss
hope
Gunther?
no,
I
I
low key
that's
do, bro. Like,
uh, what do you think he's doing anything for Mania? Let's switch with that. Where is Gunther? Has anyone seen Gunther
I
and
mean,
what are your predictions, Aaron?
the plan was, I think, from my sources, if they were right, I think the plan was Gunther versus Ray, because Ray wants to retire. He wants to call it quits, and I think that was the match. But
I would have
I
don't
think
even
Ray got injured during the match at Raw. So I think that kind of like fucked up the plans. As of now, Gunther doesn't have any plans. Let's see what happens the next 3 weeks.
That segment is all Omar, bro. When you said my sources, if they're true, he went, and then he had a fucking break. He crashed out and then he left. Tell us how you feel, Omar. Do you want Gunther's fucking Bavarian
if Gunther
hands
if
taking
if
out
Gun
fucking Rey Mysterio,
if Gunther
our
lays a
fucking
single
short king?
if Gunther lays a single hand on fucking Rey Mysterio, I'm challenging Gunther right now to fucking
To bad
sacrifice
wrestling?
street fight. Yeah, like I don't know, botch a power bomb on me instead of Ray. Do not touch Ray. I want Dom should be the one that retires Ray. No one else should get
Oh.
anywhere near Dom. And I'm sorry, Gunther. I appreciate your gimmick, but do not touch Rey Mysterio.
Do
Don't.
you really
You
appreciate
are
the gimmick?
do not do no, I don't actually. I don't appreciate the gimmick. I said that like as in, like when you backhand an email, like I appreciate the time and whatever that you spent and you don't actually appreciate the time or whatever that they spent. That was me with them. Like I don't appreciate his gimmick and I don't want him to touch my goat. If he touches Rey Mysterio, I was okay. I let it slide with John Cena. I was crying. I don't know if I let it slide. I was crying for 2 hours on this television on this bed. But like I wouldn't be okay. Like I think I'd have to take like a leave from small package wrestling for like a month.
I want you to
Like
mentally prepare for this starting
no,
now.
no.
Aaron,
Just get it in your head.
his sources, Omar.
Are
My
you okay?
It
Are
might
you
happen.
okay with that? You want that to happen? I
Hey,
don't want that to
if he
happen
wants to retire, might as well choke him out.
with Dom. I'd
See
rather
ya.
Dom. Like, mm,
Hey Omar, hey Aaron, what do you think about Dom? I actually am not mad at that. I'm actually
No,
not
that
mad
that was
at,
that,
at,
that was
at
also an
Dom.
option. I think Dom actually said that he wants a mask versus hair match, which I don't want to see Ray lose his mask though. On the
you'd rather
last
see
day.
him get choked out.
Yeah,
You'd rather
then to
see
lose
him
his
get
mask.
die.
Yeah, yeah,
No, to his son.
yeah.
But you'd rather see Ray get
I mean,
fucked
we
up
already
by a
saw that
large white
match.
man.
They are at WrestleMania 39. Bad Bunny was there, spanked him with the belt.
You
He
saw it.
he
I didn't
threw
see it.
he threw water at his sister's face. Like it already happened, low key.
Run it back. Do it again.
That's when that's
I
when
actually would.
that's when Ray came out with the Eddie lowrider in his theme
Hmm.
song.
That's what got me back into it. It was literally Aaron's story on Instagram or like something on Snapchat. I didn't even have no social media other than Snapchat. And Aaron posted it like Rey Mysterio's entrance with the fucking
I was
with the
like, what the
lowrider.
fuck? Eddie's alive? Like, what's going on? Well, like, it tripped me
Yes.
out for the good 2 seconds. I'm like, wait, what? And then I saw Ray, but yeah, it was cool.
Hey, so what do you guys think about Eddie Guerrero? And I brought it up earlier. Maybe I'm kind of ignorant. I don't. Admittedly, I haven't been watching wrestling as often, but it caught me completely off guard. And we have a short of it of people chanting Eddie Guerrero's name when Andrade El Idolo started doing shout out to Andrade Baddies Club.
We're part of it.
When
I
when
want to
when he
know.
started doing the three, when he
Also
started
some
doing the
titties.
three amigos, like I didn't showing chest hair with the
You know what
quarter
I'm
with the
saying?
quarter with the quarter zip. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Because this happened 20 years ago. Like what do you guys think? Or when did he die?
07,
2006.
06?
Six, yeah.
Yeah, 20 years ago. So what do you guys think of Eddie, man?
Or
And
five.
and have you guys heard anybody chant
I
Eddie's
think it's five.
name? Is there a move that causes that kind of a reaction in wrestling fans across promotions?
I
To
will
me,
say,
oh, you go ahead,
go
go ahead.
ahead. Go,
Go ahead, Aaron.
Aaron.
To me, uh, unfortunately, I didn't grow up watching Eddie. Um, during the was it when he was like Ray and who were the like the top five, or what they call it, the big five?
Kurt Angle, Edge, Eddie,
So,
Ray, and Taker in
Yeah,
the
unfortunately,
SmackDown Five.
I didn't grow up watching SmackDown, so I didn't I didn't I didn't see Eddie wrestle live, never. So to me, I didn't know. I knew of him, but like, I just don't know. Like I didn't never saw him wrestle live, so because I grew up watching Raw, the John Cena's, the Shawn Michaels. That's all I watched. But over time, watching documentaries, watching interviews of how wrestlers speak about Eddie, how he had a big influence about towards them, and even now, like the younger generation still talk about Eddie because
Mm-hmm.
that's how good he was. Like I sent this interview of Punk talking about Eddie, like people actually love this dude. He actually cared about the craft and helping other people perfect their craft. That's why he has a big influence on all these wrestlers from all generations.
so what would you say, Aaron, is his influence? What do you say? What would you say is because it's one thing to say that he influenced them, but like I guess I want to dig a little deeper. Like, what is it do you think that influenced, or what do you think that wrestlers really liked about him?
It's
And then
it's
start out, Aaron, and then if you want to finish, Omar, go ahead.
it's the small things that us fans don't know. It's only wrestlers know how the little things matter in wrestling, how to put together a match, how to feed off the crowd, how to bring in the crowd in when they're down. It's like the little stuff that us fans will never understand, and that is important to these wrestlers because that's how you grab their attention is the crowd. You need the crowd to have wrestling matches. So that's probably the most important thing. So that's what wrestlers talk about, like Eddie, like I mean Punk. He talked about like, oh, like he told the story like, oh, he was because he got fired from WWE and then he got rehired and then he was the IC champ, but he still fulfilled a day with this indie company where Punk was champion. Like he didn't have to do that. And then to also to say like, oh, I don't want to beat your champion because I'm not going to be here next week. Like those are the little things that make Eddie great and wrestlers appreciate.
So sounds like people talk about his in-ring work, right, Aaron? For the
Yeah.
record, thanks. Omar, go ahead. What do you think his influence is? Oh, shout out Young Hennessy.
Look, his influence is Mikey for me. I don't know about Eddie Guerrero without Mikey. I remember Mikey had the undisputed belt, and I remember him like just rocking that belt and him showing me my first introduction to Eddie Guerrero was the Tres Amigos sign, which is the move that you were talking about, Wado, that he does with on that so many wrestlers do now. Andrade, Liv Morgan, like all of that stuff. And so the WWE Championship belt that he won, he had the little music notes, the Tres Amigos,
Mhm.
and that was my introduction to it. Is that Mikey, showed me that belt and showed me that little custom side plate. That was like a side plate before there were side plates.
Is that an Eddie thing?
Yeah, it's an Eddie thing, bro. The three music notes.
Yeah, I
It's
always yeah.
Art Bar, Chris Benoit, and Eddie. Those are the
Oh.
Tres Amigos, and so that's where that move comes from. Is those three guys, and so that legacy, that belt, it carries that because of Eddie, and so Mick told me that Mikey, and so when I had the privilege of watching wrestling for the very first time, it was this man, Eddie Guerrero. And I can't tell you how powerful it was to see my last name on television and to see him fight against Rey Mysterio on WrestleMania and every time I watch SmackDown after and be the best wrestler on SmackDown and be the best wrestler on WrestleMania before I even knew what good graps were, before I even knew what lucha libre was. I knew that Eddie Guerrero was the best wrestler I had ever laid my eyes on. And it wasn't just because he had my last name. And every time I hear Punk, every time I hear Sasha Banks, every time I hear Paul Heyman, different guys say that Eddie Guerrero would hold the belt for 3 years right now and that he'd be the greatest wrestler of all time if he was alive. I know that that's true because that's what I felt every time I saw him on my screen. It's not something I could articulate as a 5-year-old or as a 6-year-old, but it's something that I think touched me and touched so many different others, and I had no idea. And that's I think what got me back into wrestling is seeing Ray again come out again with that lowrider and pay homage to that and his win and all of that because man, Eddie, bro, like during that time in 2005, 2004, 2003, when he was popped off in his death, he was the top of the world. I think he's the pinnacle of what wrestling can and should be. And I will always bring up Eddie Guerrero. And I think that's why you still hear Eddie in
Yeah.
different crowds, whether or not it's AEW, whether or not it's different things. And that's why Dominic is carrying his legacy because that Guerrero legacy. And these guys are royalty. Cody Rhodes, the bloodline, talks about, oh, the wrestling's got one royal family. The Guerrero fucking line, bro. And lucha libre in WWE is unmatched, unfucking touched, and unfucking matched. Fucking Gory Guerrero, all of these guys, bro, like
Chavo.
they've been in lucha chavo, they've been in lucha libre for longer than the roads, longer than the bloodlines, and all of these guys, and they deserve that respect.
I think that for me, man, I remember Omar was a huge Eddie Guerrero fan, and I remember the matches that he used to have with Kurt Angle every fucking Friday, bro, or every Monday or whenever they were, bro. They were fucking bangers. They were fucking bangers because those two guys, they knew how to grapple, but they also knew how to wrestle with the crowd, right? Um, that's what I remember. That's the Eddie Guerrero I remember. The fucking in ring work, you know. But then, there was a moment that I kind of, I guess you could say, is one of the most emotional moments that I've seen on a wrestling ring because it's always this show, right? And it's, I don't know what the proper term is, the kayfabe, right? But when Chris Benoit won the title, and he was out there standing in the ring, like basking in the glory. I think it might have been like WrestleMania, or I don't know, some sort
I
of
think it was
moment,
WrestleMania
right?
WrestleMania 20.
20.
Yeah,
20.
and then he turns around and Eddie Guerrero's there, bro, and he's just clapping, man, and he's just clapping, and he's the first to give him a hug, and you can tell how much it meant to Chris Benoit and how much it meant to Eddie, right, for his friend to win the championship, and how much it meant to Chris Benoit to see his friend there. And I don't know. I watched a documentary that said that Eddie's death really rattled Chris Benoit. And it's
Hmm.
unfortunate what he did and what ended up happening. Ripped to his family, right? But Eddie was there, and I think that's one of the first moments on in wrestling that I see that it's just one adult with another adult, and they're just having a fucking human moment, right? So
And man, like I have very personal moments with both of those wrestlers, because those are two of my favorite. Like and I saw them both die, and like those are very real moments in wrestling, and it's like they both passed away in very different tragic circumstances. But to me, that's what wrestling is. It's not just two guys going in there in the ring, but it's two very human people that have a bigger impact than the negativity that they have potentially been through in life. And like, I thank you for bringing up that moment of Benoit and Eddie in WrestleMania 21, because I think that's the pinnacle of the art of wrestling, is two guys that were 5'8", that were smaller than what anyone expected, rising to the top. And unfortunately, they they their story didn't end too well, but that's the beauty of wrestling.
and anything else you want to add to Eddie Guerrero?
I just I regret not watching, live. But
You're off by this much.
yeah, but I still I know everything. I watch matches. This match versus JBL. Fucking oh Jesus fucking Christ. Just his promos. His promo, I think it was versus Brock right before his title match. Jeez. And then his promo after he won it, when he comes down through the crowd and all
It's
the
just what
balloon, like
in
I just
California it was.
yeah, in California. And I
Yeah.
wish I watched that live.
Of
And also,
course, it's a
Yeah.
I
promo.
we're talking about Chris
I
Benoit. I just want to say we're talking about Chris Benoit. We don't condone what he did. We're not praising
Absolutely
him.
not.
We're just talking about in the moment.
Yeah,
Obviously,
we're
and
talking about that
wrestling.
particular moment in time. Yeah, like that.
Yes.
And so,
That would be said that whatever he did, not okay. But he did have a legacy and a sentiment in the ring that impacted us and that shifted us completely as soon as we became privy to the news of what he did.
so do you?
And
Huh?
I would
So,
just
all right.
say Eddie, bro, my goat. There's a reason why Ray and Eddie are the action figures why I have in the box. I don't know when I'm gonna unbox these. Coming soon, I guess. I'm just
You know
scared.
what you
I
should
don't
do?
know,
No, you know what you should do? You should
but
get a ring and just fucking put him right in the
I'll,
middle.
you want to know which one I've been eyeballing, Aaron? That classic one at Target. I've just been like, low key,
Yeah.
like
Like
the
that
Steel
meme
Cage
or
one. Yeah, like I'm like,
like Birdman or
But, but my boy put me onto like these little like standing figures, because how like the action figure unboxing guys, they like take
Yeah.
them out and they like just stand them. I might just do that for my little desk and just have Ray and Eddie do
Yeah, that's
paperwork with
that's
me
that's
during
the
the
thing.
day.
Like, I'm not an action figure person, so like I have a few, but like I don't want to take them out the box, but at the same time I do. But like
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's just
why
the
you want
box is
to
so clunky.
why you guys don't want to get caught playing with them or what?
No,
I
like I have a Ray one like that can possibly get autographed one day, or like this Roman one. But like I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, do you guys want to pivot to Triple A? Your boy, El Grande Americano Omar, es el Rey de Reyes. They had a ceremony. All the previous Rey de Reyes winners were there. It was actually quite a ceremony. I didn't watch all of it because fuck promos. But Aaron, I want to start out with Aaron because I know Omar has an opinion. What do you think of this El Grande Americano? And what do you think? Like, just what do you think?
I mean, at first with the Chad Gable one, none of us liked it, and for the most part, nobody liked it. But then not Chad, what's it, Ludwig? He took over, and like he know what he's doing. He knows ball. He understands the Mexican people, and the way I see it, like if our people in our country accept them and love him, why not us?
I like the saying, dude. Un mexicano nace en donde le da la gana, you know. And so this guy just so happens to be Mexican right now. Our people accept him. Omar, like remove the earlier Chad Gable stigma, which is absolute trash. What do you think of this guy right now, and what do you think of the reception? Okay, I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna ask Aaron. Would you wear an El Grande Americano?
Yeah.
Damn, Aaron. Omar, would you wear an El Grande Americano mask right
I
now?
don't know about the mask because I'm too pretty, but I'd wear that jacket. That jacket that he wore, that he got, like presented the other day, was fire. But I'm getting close. I'm getting there. I am a fan. I will say that. I will say that I texted the other day after watching that promo in a group chat that I have with Pete and a few and
The
Aaron's
boy
boys,
toys.
the boy toys. You already know.
Y'all fools are
But
fools, so.
I said in a dramatic fashion that I am a Grande Americano fan. Like I Ludwig Americano specifically. Ludwig Americano, I
Okay,
said.
I like
Very,
that.
very, very intentionally. Because I'm not a fan of the gimmick, but I am a fan of that man underneath the mask and how he is transformed this gimmick and exactly like Aaron said, got accepted by our people. If our people in our own country, I think you said that perfectly, are accepting them, then why not us? And I realized that after he won the Rey de Reyes thing and he cut that promo and you could hear it in his Spanish. And he's speaking Spanish like me. And he's saying
He's speaking Mexican. Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
he says, un mexicano da se donde da la chingada gana. I felt that because I'm a Mexicano que nació donde le da mi chingada gana. And that I was like, yes, that to me is what turned me, and that is what made me a Ludwig Americano fan. And you know what? He fucking did it. Even me, the most cynical. I went on fucking the internet and cut a whole ass promo against this whole fucking gimmick and against Chad Gable. Take that mask off and go wrestle. Put on a fucking unitard, be an American shit face, and do your thing. Do not touch my culture ever again. Leave it to the fucking educated people like Ludwig that can do your thing. How do you feel, Gwex? Those are my thoughts. So I did a heel turn. I switched up.
Well, I thought, collect, shout out to you. It is a unitard. So shout out to you. It is a unitard. Um, to me, it's the human element that I saw from him after he won the Rey de Reyes. He looked absolutely emotional.
Mhm.
And I don't know, wrestlers and non-wrestlers. Aaron's talked about it, and you guys have talked about it. You guys just one time want to experience the crowd going crazy for you, screaming your name, screaming for your triumph, for your victory. Like that's all we want. We want that fucking validation. And this guy got it by fucking accident. He stumbled upon this shit by accident,
By the
and he's
best
fucking
to
and he's fucking killing it, bro. And the way people were chanting and rooting, and the way people just popped, the pop in that arena, the camera closed in on him, and it was just pure emotion. It was just pure emotion. He finally got what he was working for, and he got it from people he probably was never expecting, and he probably got it in a way he was never expecting. But he's enjoying the shit out of it.
and,
And he's
and he
go ahead.
appreciates our people and he shouts them out when he's doing that. And I thought that's what stood out. But continue.
I mean, he comes out in a Mexico jersey. So that's the thing about him. Like, I guess I like it when I'm able to see the emotion in the moment, right? The human element of it, because it's masks. How could you see so much emotion through a mask, right? But you can totally tell. Like, I could fucking totally tell that this guy was really fucking feeling it. So Ludwig Americano, that's how we're gonna call you, Ludwig Mexicano. You have 2.5 new fans in us. I'm not really all the way there yet, but you have 2.5 fans in us. Muchas felicidades, güey. como dices tú, y un mexicano nace en donde le da su chingada gana. Congratulations, boss. Felicidades.
Hey, you got the appreciation of the people, brother.
And
Is
I
you got
and I have
any
casi.
other triple A updates? How's everyone else doing? Who else was in that
Well,
match?
Dom and Vikingo had a match where Vikingo lost, and he can never challenge for the Triple A championship so long as Dom is the champion. And so, go ahead, Aaron.
Could that mean he might be going up to
WWE
the main
bump?
roster?
What do your sources
Ooh,
say, Aaron? What do your sources say?
My sources say that's a possibility, actually.
Now, look, Omar did a little dance. What do you think, Omar?
I want it. I want it. Put him to
Give
the
me,
main
give me
event
fucking
scene.
Penta and Vikingo, bro.
Oh, that
We
would
can
go
we can only
crazy.
get so bricked up.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so
Vikingo. He deserves that push, man.
I think lost in the sauce here is with the focus going on with the focus going to Ludwig Mexicano. We kind of lost we kind of lost the heel turn of El Hijo del Vikingo,
Mm.
where he was fucking. We didn't understand why he was hated as much as he was, and this motherfucking guy took it and he ran away with it, and he's fucking kicking ass. He's delivering some stiff ass shots. Like this fucking guy can go. Like he's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. But I really appreciate. And I'll say this in Spanish. Aprecio mucho la transformación del hijo del vikingo. No necesitas aquel güey de, ¿cómo se llama? Oba, the big guy, Muso, what the hell's his
Omos.
name?
Almost.
Almost like you didn't need him. You don't need the other fucking guy with the fucking jacket. Like you don't need fucking his ass. Tú solo, güey. Tú solo, güey. Échale chingadazos. Me ha encantado verte luchar. Gracias a ti estoy viendo a las luchas y gracias a ti veo a Triple A, como dicen, A. Me gusta un chingo cómo luchas, los vergazos, me gusta mucho tu intención, pero me gusta mucho cómo te has transformado en un villano, en un rudo, ¿no? Y como decía aquel, ¿no? Los rudos, los rudos, los rudos. Shout out Vikingo, bro.
I haven't heard that in a long
Shout out.
time.
Échale, güey.
I think he
Yeah,
could bring
but
that
yeah,
classic
man, it was
Rudo
it.
energy.
Yeah, it's all about, dude. That phrase by itself made me want to be a ruler. I had never fucking heard in my life somebody rejoice and fucking revel in fucking villainy and fucking treason and fucking bending the rules and shit. I loved it.
Sometimes you need to, bro. And I think El Vikingo, if he keeps that energy up and that heel stuff, I think he could be a true. I was texting y'all like I never understood Alberto Del Rio's
That's
heel run.
hilarious.
I never, and I think I would understand a Vikingo heel run in WWE
I don't. I
if
don't
they
think.
keep the.
I don't think he'll be heel in the main roster.
That's what I
No,
was
you
gonna
think
ask.
they
No, I think it will be pretty hard to be because people here
with
in the
that
states
moveset?
actually like him. Not like people in Mexico who hate him. People here actually like him and with this style of the flips and all the aerial moves. Like it's gonna be hard for him to be
And
heel
the
in the main
grapples.
roster. Yeah.
So just so we know, he's an incredible grappler. Like I really enjoy his graps. Like I really do. I think he's a. I don't want to say. Well, yeah, he might be the total package as far as I'm concerned. He's a stiff ass wrestler, which Aaron likes. He's high flyer, which I like, but he's also really good at grappling. I have yet to see. I think this match with Dominic was not as good, and I think it's because
Mm.
it's Dominic.
It was weird because I've noticed he was also not with him, but with Santos Escobar. He was kind of sluggish. I don't know if you noticed too. He was
Santos
With
sluggish.
Escobar
Dom?
was very
Yeah.
sluggish.
And I noticed the same thing with
Oh.
Dom. I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't Dom's best match.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
guess.
thought Dom was weak.
I guess Santos was injured and he has to get surgery now and shit. A lot of people were like throwing out allegations that the fool was off like awesome shit. But I guess he was injured in that and is getting treatment. So let's hope that's not the case for Dom.
I,
Um
I might have been the chair shot because he was concussed. I don't know.
yeah, I did see that shit. Maybe they just chatted and were like, "Hey, bro, like I'm fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just take it easy here."
With Santos Escobar, you did see that. Like he's talking to the ref, and then he says something to one of the opponents, and they threw him off the ropes, and he just kind of like just
He
walked.
just chilled.
to the ropes.
Yeah.
Bro was getting fucking his ass beat in the corner. He was just like not selling. He was just standing there
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Just
fuck,
chilling.
bro, hurry up.
That's hella funny. But so we do have just coming up in April, we have a guy from AAA coming to Sacramento. Jack Cartwheel. He's been in a pretty good matches. So be in tune on our social media. We should be going there. If we'll give them free promotions, they're doing front seat tickets for $25, Supreme Pro Wrestling. And then everything else is $20 and $15 for general admission and otherwise. So Jack Cartwheel, if you're watching, please, give us a like and subscribe. And we appreciate the work that you do, brother.
I've been really enjoying AAA, man. I've been really enjoying Like I think it's been really fun. I don't know if you guys saw it last week. Fucking like Yes guy got his ass beat. That shit was fucking tough, bro. He got fucking
It was
like
tough.
double leg dropped and fucking
Oh.
and then like Mystery One was like, no, and everybody in the crowd was like fucking going crazy. Lola Vice and La Hiedra have been throwing hands, man. Throwing hands. And Omar, I want you to watch the Pagano because I know you like that's your boy, you freaking heathen. I know you like Pagano. But fucking there's ¿cómo se llama the other fool? Angry Clown, what the hell's his
Psycho
name? El que
clown.
se quita la máscara. Huh?
Psycho clown.
Psycho Clown. Angry Clown, Psycho Clown, whatever.
That's right. So
Yeah, so Omar, do you have a hard stop? Is there anything, Aaron? Is there anything you want to add? Anything you want to mention? Anything you've been thinking about as far as wrestling besides that AEW is coming and WWE should be nervous?
I mean, I do have some New Japan little updates. Nothing
Shoot.
crazy. So they have this tournament called the G1 Classic or the G1 Climax,
Mm.
which is a very prestigious tournament in Japan. They take that very seriously. So that's coming up, and it's starting, I believe, in July. It starts in Chicago. So the format is there's 20 wrestlers split into two blocks, so 10 wrestlers in one block and 10 wrestlers in the other block, and they all face each other, and a win is 2 points, a draw is 1 point, and the loss is obviously zero. So that after all the 9 matches they have, the top ones from each block will compete in the G1 finals, and the winner gets a guaranteed and world title match at Wrestle Kingdom the following year, and they also
Oh,
receive a big trophy, which is again it's very prestigious.
so this is the stiff wrestling that you like, right? Like that guy that we saw at AEW.
Yeah,
So all the matches are going to be like that.
yeah, this slow pace, just hard hitting, fucking yeah.
Why do you say it with so much pleasure, bro?
I don't know. I just like who's getting slapped.
What else you got, Aaron? What else you got for New Japan Pro
That's it.
Wrestling?
That's the main. I think they have a show in April 4th. They have I think it's a pay per view coming up. The card hasn't been announced, but that's something that I should keep my eye on.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else you guys got? Fucking just random thoughts, comments. You had a bunch of notes, Aaron. What do you got?
Man, I was gonna break down. Since I feel like you don't know what's going on with the Roman and Punk, I
I don't.
took the
Go for
liberty
it.
of breaking down every single promo they had to make you understand what's going on, and also
Okay, so tell me when you're gonna start so I can mute you.
I mean, I'll still recording. I'll send it to you.
All right. I'm just fucking with you, man. 'Cause that's what I do with promos. But go ahead. What do you got?
No, if you do actually want to hear it, this is gonna take a while.
Yeah, man. Fuck. I mean, I'm here.
All right, hold on.
I'm ready, bro.
So okay,
I'm
so
ready
this
to be bored.
this is actual
Oh.
real beef. If you don't know, this is actual real beef that stems from CM Punk, famously leaving the company and then going on a podcast that was pretty big at the time and just completely burying WWE while Roman Reigns was trying to be the top guy, and it just wasn't working out, and we had the crowd chanting CM Punk, almost every single show for fucking 10 years. It's just, that's why Seth has real beef with CM Punk, and Roman, it's the same reason. But like this is why it's intriguing too. At least me and other people who enjoy promos. So the first promo, The first promo
Okay.
was nothing special. He talked about how what I just mentioned. He left the company. He talking shit. He buried WWE and made Roman's life miserable. So that promo ended with the "I hate you," right? And that's what Punk wants. That's what Punk he wants to get into Roman's head. That's the whole point of taking these little dumb jabs, like, oh, like you can't do nothing on your, like, these this is the whole point of just taking little jabs at Roman Reigns. And then the second promo, um hold on, I lost my notes. So that's what he talks about in the second promo. Like, he talks about, oh, you can't do nothing on your own. You always need the Usos, which is kind of true. During his whole reign with the 1000 days of being champion, like, most of his wins was because he had help from Jimmy and Jay. And Punk, again, Punk taking these little jabs, like, you can't do anything on your own. You're not a tribal chief. You can't do nothing by yourself. And then we go to the third promo, and again, Punk is doing the same thing, taking these little jabs at Roman to get in his head. And, like, throughout these three promos, he's also calling out a young boy, which is kind of disrespectful. Calling someone like Roman Reigns a young boy, like, that's disrespectful. And the reason why Punk is doing taking these little jabs is because Roman, he has a history of being emotional. Like, him being emotional and being vulnerable has cost them matches. Like, for example, like WrestleMania 40, like, he had the match won. He literally had the steel chair ready to take out Cody, but what did he see on his right side? He sees Seth
Seth.
Rollins with the Shield uniform, and we all know what happened, why he hit him, because
We don't.
there was Seth Rollins, there was Ambrose and Roman, who was part of the Shield, and Seth turned on them. He joined the Authority, and the way he did it was taking a steel chair to Roman's back and betrayed him. So this is all this has a bunch of layers to it. Like, another example is when Roman and Solo wrestled, the Usos at Money in the Bank. Like, they lost that tag match, and that was the first time Roman got pinned in over two
Mm-hmm.
years.
I
Oh
remember that.
wow.
Yeah.
That was the first time Roman got pinned in over 2 years. And bro literally rolled out of the ring and started screaming. He was sitting down next to he just started screaming, like, fucking, like he was pissed. Like when Roman's emotional, he's very vulnerable. So that's why Punk is just taking these little, like, you call it dumb because they are dumb little jabs, but that's the whole point of the story they're trying to tell, is that Roman is just, when he's vulnerable, when he's emotional, he that can cost him a match.
And so I'm gonna expand and provide a little bit of insight. CM Punk's character is very similar to someone in my family, who is a dear older brother of mine, who finds these little weak points in individuals and just continues to antagonize them. And over that's the storyline is what I'm hearing, right? That's going on is that he sees that Roman Reigns can be a little bit sensitive to certain topics, and he's trying to push these buttons over and over again. And so what I'm hearing is that there's this potential, there's this buildup that there's absolutely no way that CM Punk beats Roman Reigns, because obviously Roman Reigns is more physically strapping than CM Punk. CM Punk
There you go.
is a little bit
There you go.
older. So do you think what I'm trying to say is, do you think that because of these mind games that he's trying to play, that it gives CM Punk a certain edge, and that he has a possibility to potentially win in Mania with the Gwex and CM Punk technique of getting under people's skin?
Oh yeah, that could be a possibility. But Punk's done that his whole career. Like, he takes jabs, these little jabs at people. Like, his his feud with MJF. Like, if you there's like a 20-minute video that explains literally everything. And, like, they were throwing, like, very, like, personal stuff at each other, like trying to get into each
This is
other's
just
head.
promos, right?
Yeah. So, like, Punk has a history of doing that. So So and then, like throughout all these three promos, like Punk taking jabs at Roman, like you can see Roman because Roman can tell a story with his face, just his face expressions. He can tell a story, and you can see his face just like kind of like trying like just trying to keep his cool, like I'm not because he knows he's right. Punk knows Roman knows that if he gets a little emotional, he that can cost him a match. So and then that's what brings us to this past Monday, this fourth promo they had, where Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso were in the ring trying to make Punk apologize.
Four promos.
And then that's when Roman comes in, and then Roman's like, what are you guys doing here? I need you respectfully to leave this ring and let me handle my own business. And then of course Punk in the background is like, nah, stay. He needs the help. And that's when fucking Jay just fucking crashes, attacks Punk, and then Jimmy Uso attacks Punk, and then that's when Roman just hits Punk with the Superman punch behind the head. And that was it for the moment. Like Punk Roman took Punk out. He was gonna walk out just like the job was done. And something interesting that happened was that Jay was the one that told Roman, "Hey, smash him," which is super weird because it's Jay Uso taking orders from, no, I mean Roman Reigns taking orders from Jay Uso, which
Yeah.
is pretty weird, but also like, and that when he said that, because that smash him, that goes back
Is Roman's.
way back when
Like
when Roman was stacking fools, when he stacked Dan O'Brien and Edge at WrestleMania. That was the turn he was using. He was stacking them and putting people away. And when Roman heard that, that's when he just fucking clicked, and something clicked in him. He just fucking went crazy. He fucking speared Punk, bashed his head on the post, and then he gave him that power bomb. And if you notice, Punk was laughing. He was laughing when he was on the ground rolling in pain because he knows he's in his head. And then Roman was also walking away. He wasn't walking away like, yeah, I just beat his ass with his head up high. He was like looking down, like kind of disappointed and like, damn, he is in my head. Like I mean, he's right. Like everything, all these little jabs, like it's all working. So that's the story that's has been built all these couple of weeks.
so, we have 23 more days. How many more promos are we gonna get?
Like at least two.
Three.
At least two. We'll get
At
one in
least
sack for
two.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna get any matches. You might get a singular CM Punk and a Roman Reigns match, but I will say that the match in WrestleMania will probably be a banger. I'm just saying that in just my predictions, just with having this little like story layouts built up, because the issue with WWE is that they're gonna do shenanigans regardless in the main event, but if they build up the shenanigans like this, like how Aaron said, with years worth of lore, with years worth of stuff, if Jay Uso turns on Roman Reigns, if there's something like that, then like there's the possibility of those things actually mattering and it being a really good main event. Because I know that Roman Reigns and CM Punk are going to have a really good match on their own. And you add all of this lore, all of this bloodline stuff, all of this, people turning on. You add Seth Rollins potentially and him being dressed more. He's literally looks like he's back on the Shield right now with the way he's like dressed and all of that stuff, and throw him in the main event potentially and all of that. Like it has the potential to be a good main event, just from that storyline perspective. But I also know that Roman Reigns has never disappointed me outside of his tribal Trump supporter nonsense. Um, he, in my opinion, has never once put a bad match. And CM Punk, since I've been watching, has also not put a bad match. Other than when he was in the ring with Gunther, that was that. Don't even get me started on that one.
The John
But
Cena match was pretty bad too.
Oh yeah, that one was you see, but that one was carried by nostalgia, which I was okay with. John Cena's sneakers did some whole big carrying in that one. And I actually just rewatched a promo that John Cena did just cooking CM Punk, bro, just where CM Punk was just on the table and I was like, bro, Cena ate. Like Weddle, you should like take notes on that promo. Weddle, you would absolutely love
I
that
I
John
think
Anthony Felix
I
promo.
think he hates Punk because he is Punk. It's him. He's hating himself. He
Y'all offend
sees
me.
himself in
You
him.
offend me, bro.
Maybe
We're
that's where it stems from.
Y'all wound me. Look, okay.
psychoanalytics with the Quicks with small
So
package wrestling.
what I'm saying is like
Oh, he's
three
gone.
three
Oh no.
three moments, three months of promos, and I haven't seen
It's
CM
been 1
Punk.
month.
I haven't seen CM Punk have a good match. Like he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been good. Like he's been closer. If C's average, he's been closer to D's than a B. And so my thing is like you're gonna build up this match, and it's just gonna be not good.
Well, it and
You
it
know.
goes. It go. I think this match actually falls into the same pitfall that we're talking about AEW. It requires a lot of lore. It requires you to know a lot. Like you, Whittle, you don't know about Roman Reigns and CM Punk and the lore, so you're uninterested, right? Like you're like,
But
why the
I'm also
fuck?
uninterested in their ring work. You know, that's the thing. Like if I was to watch their ring work and say, okay, well, fuck, you know. But it seems like this is my pro. I don't have a problem with promos. I know promos are a part of wrestling. They've been a part of wrestling since the beginning. This just becomes a problem with this. But you know what? I'm gonna give you guys the benefit of the doubt. I'm not gonna
Well,
watch any promos. I don't, but I will watch this match,
That you'll
and
never
I will look at
understand.
it.
well, I
Understand
have
what?
And then
I have a
also like
question.
Understand the wrestling?
no, the story.
Well, no, no, no.
Every
What
match has
I
a purpose. It's not just a wrestling match. It has a purpose.
Sure.
And
Okay,
to
fine. They don't like each other. Okay, let's move on.
and
Well,
to
okay. Regardless of this, of that, of the promos or whatever, we all know our feelings. We've gone in length for 30 minutes multiple times on this podcast about our feelings about promos and whatever. But how do you feel about these two guys in this match coming up? You have said on this podcast, Weddle, that Roman Reigns, that you're starting to understand us a little bit with
Uh,
Roman Reigns. And
so,
do you, do
uh,
you think that is enough, and that his aura is enough to get you outside of your distaste for CM Punk? Do you think his Roman Reigns in-ring work, his entrance and stuff has been enough to kind of get you at least a little bit to where you've contrary to where you've been at in the past with the
so you're
CM Punk
asking me.
match?
So you're asking me if I would like CM Punk more if Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns? No.
No, no. I'm asking you if guys like Roman Reigns, like Seth Rollins, who are the pinnacle of WWE, what are your honest thoughts about those two guys? Because we know that you don't like CM Punk. We know that, but I have seen you give some kudos at the very least to both Roman and Seth. And those two guys are the very best of WWE in my opinion. Do you think that guys like Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins can carry a guy like CM Punk, and would that make you more interested to watch a match? Or do you think that even Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins don't hold a candle to other guys in other promotions because they're hindered by the WWE style? Like, what are your
I,
honest thoughts on them? Where do you rank them on your current like
watchable
WWE?
stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
who would you want to watch them? Is what I'm trying to say. Would you want to watch a Roman Reigns? Even say if it's Roman Reigns and Mistico, would you want to watch that?
Not through WWE, no. And it's not because of Roman Reigns, and it's not because of Seth Rollins, and it's not because of Benta, and it's not because of them. It's because it's not that WWE doesn't have the talent. It's more that they're wasting talent. And it's not, if WWE sucks, it's not because of the talent. It's just ads and promos, and the matches are just so lackluster in the end. You know, there's a lot of botches and stuff because the guys just don't wrestle. Um, and so I think that I would watch if it was like Roman Reigns and fucking Mistico at AEW, I would watch the shit out of that. You know what I mean? If it was like fucking not CM Punk, maybe no.
I mean,
To answer your question, is there?
CM Punk was
If you would have
AEW champion.
watched, and if you would have watched CM Punk in a backyard, say if you would have watched CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the backyard right now, would you do it? Like, would
I
you
would
do
be more
that? Like,
if it's outside of the mechanism of WWE, I would be more interested. But because it's in the WWE grind, where these guys, it's just this repetitive months and months of promos that just mean absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? And then in the end, the match is not worth. We just saw today Kenny Omega versus Swerve,
we
a
got to come
fucking
back to
Mania
that.
match, a fucking WrestleMania match in the middle of fucking March, bro. You know, and
I like
why
the
can't we have that?
I like the first one better.
Why? Yeah, I like the first one better too. But nevertheless, we saw it again. You know what I mean?
and
And then there was promos after. But this it's
There was three
machinery. It's this
three promos
machinery
in a
that's
row.
after the matches. But it's this machinery that's WWE that's really to me killing the soul of wrestling. You know, like I said, it's the corpse of wrestling, bro. It's slain. You know, its guts are flying out. It got RKO'd, and people are like, "Yeah, promos. Is he good on
That's
the
what's
mic?"
confusing. That's what's confusing. Like you say all this, but I don't hear that from nobody else.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on wrestling Twitter. Like I'm not on
Me neither.
wrestling YouTube. I'm not on anything like that. So, like honestly, like I don't know. This is just me.
I well, and I think that sentiment, like you guys know, it's weird because I'm usually never the middle ground in anything. I'm usually the extreme motherfucker. But like with you guys, I am like the middle ground with this, and I think that I agree with Weddle and with Aaron to a lot of extent in the fact that I have felt a lot of times when I watch WWE, like this is not what wrestling is supposed to be. Like this is not what I fell in love with. And I truly do feel like wrestling is dying, and Aaron, you've called it out, with WWE, there's been the dark times, and
Very
that's when
dark.
AEW came up and that's why it rose to the top. And now it's kind of suffering the sizzle down of that. And so I think that I'm a fan of AEW doing what they're doing and of people not like Mick Foley, for instance, and we're like Weddle, like they've completely look at WW and it's like this is just not for me. Like this is not the brand of wrestling that I enjoy because of this reason or another. And I like the fact that now I could actually do that because in 2005 I couldn't do that. I like where the fuck was I gonna turn to if it wasn't for it's Friday Night SmackDown or like those type of things like. And so I think that's to be the fucking annoying positive fool. I think that's like the
Toxic
benefit,
positivity.
the toxic positivity is that we have this art form of wrestling that we could tap into if we want. I saw a Reddit comment online where it was like Triple A is kind of like a WWE version of Lucha Libre, and Consejo Mundial is kind of like an exhibition AEW version of Lucha Libre. And so if you want like storylines, you go to Triple A, and if you want more exhibition, you go to Consejo Mundial. And I think that's like the perfect little breakup of like the way you look at wrestling. You could either want a full exhibition of what is the best wrestlers in the world in ring, or you could want a long-term storyline, which is more of a telenovela vibe and like all of that stuff. And it just me personally, when I watch a telenovela, like I cringe, I laugh, and it's not necessarily what I'm into, and
Exactly.
you see, but that's me personally. But there's also times where it hits. There's also times where like there's this storylines like any Roman Reigns main event that I've seen recently has hit for me. For whatever reason or another, he has been able to craft a good storyline that has been made. But it made me able to buy into a WrestleMania main event that I haven't been able to buy into since John Cena and The Rock. I remember when the John Cena and the Rock main event was coming out, they got the music and this feeling, this night, oh, and like all of this shit, and like that's the fucking aura that I fuck with. And but AEW gives me that with just it gives me the same vibes that I felt with Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio, where I'm just gonna see these two guys go in, and that storyline at that time when I first started wrestling was Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio were the tag team champions, and they just wanted to prove who was the best wrestler out of the two, and that's it. That's literally it. They just had a showcase of quality wrestling. And so like AEW right now, they had the Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland match, and their storyline was like, I just want to be EVP. Swerve wants to take the EVP powers, and he wants to fuck up Kenny Omega and be the top. And sometimes you just need a
You just need
simple
that.
preface,
But
for them to throw
that was
hands.
my whole point from the beginning. Like every company has a different style. Imagine if every single company in the world, wrestling company, was the exact same thing. It would be completely boring. But if like almost if you want drama, if you want these storylines where there's lore and you gotta know what's going on, there's WWE. If you want just like wrestling, cool flips and all that, there's AEW. And you want hard hitting, you want elbows to the side of the head, you go to New Japan. Like it's just whatever
I,
you want, you can just pick. That's wrestling.
But I
I think
will
I get.
say I appreciate the sentiment of Little saying that the machine of WWE, and this is something that we actually seen on a comment recently, and we appreciate y'all on our community for commenting nonstop in TikTok, Reddit, and all of these different places, because there's been a lot of people saying that when Whittle says promos killed wrestling, that they say, like, hey, you don't know anything. But then there's been us other people on the other side saying on AEW, like, this is what wrestling is truly where it's at. And like I think there has to be this sentiment of like we're somewhere in the middle, bro. Like, and but also someone said in the comments that they feel like WWE neuters wrestling. Mr. Daryl is back. Daryl from Oxnard, we
What it
appreciate
do,
you.
baby?
What it do? We appreciate you and all the other people that comment consistently. But there was a person that said that they feel like when wrestlers go from the indies or other promotions to WWE that they get neutered. And I
We
thought,
talked about that.
yeah, we did. And linked. We have a video where it's like people from NXT to
Yeah.
WWE that just get fucked up. So check that shit out.
I think my
But shout
thing with
out Daryl.
and Aaron, I'll pivot it to you. Like I think that for me, there's no excuse as to why WWE can't have it all. They have 2 hour long shows. They have the best of the absolute best. They have the pyro. They have very good, very nice. They have the pyro. They have the talent. They have the music. They have everything, bro. And I
They
think
have
that
the
to
budget.
me, and I think WWE can be spectacular. They have an embarrassment of riches in terms of talent, but just the machine, the way this is, the way it is, where it's just wasting the talent and it's just grinding it to a pulp. Where you get 20-minute long promos of Paul Heyman. Who gives a fuck about his fat ass, racist fat ass? Like honestly, like, who gives a fuck?
Kind of is.
And that's what I mean. Like there's some people that
Like the majority of people, like you say all this, but like the majority of people think the complete opposite. Like it's just, I guess it's just an opinion. Like everybody has the right to an opinion.
And
But like
and
it,
so
when it's hard to believe when there's millions and thousands of people filling up arenas every
well
single week, twice a week. It's just hard. It's hard for me to believe that when that's happening.
Well, do you think it's a matter of, and like, let's, I don't want to get too economics in it, but like, do you think it's a matter of WWE having this monopoly and this stranglehold on
yeah.
this good that is wrestling? And they have completely sniffed out and cut by the throat any other competitors that have tried to any engage. And so AEW, in spite of that, has persisted and has continued because they have these funders that are willing and able to provide just as much money as the McMahons, and that are willing to withstand the WWE monopoly that has suffocated, wrestling for a really long time. And so, like, to me, like, I that's why I will always champion AEW, is because yes, I'm appreciative of WWE, and they're them pioneering, but they care more about their shareholders and their profit and their gate than they do about me, you, or Gwex at the end of the day. And although I appreciate their product and what they put on my TV, they don't give a crap. They don't give a rat's ass about me. They just give a crap about how much money I'm willing to give to them. And that, to me, is what they care about. And so when I see these record numbers of, hey, they broke record gates, they broke record attendance, it's because this product of wrestling is so appealing to all of us from India. I mean, you guys see the numbers. You guys see
Yeah.
our in our small podcast, we get international draws from, like, fucking Philippines, different areas. Can't imagine them who are ruthlessly, like, imagine if we were like Santi Zap, you can't use our fucking, or like, different people. Like, that's not, the right way to go about wrestling. So I appreciate when people critique WWE's techniques and how they go about wrestling, because at the end of the day, they're not looking out for wrestling. They're looking out for their capital gain. They're looking out for their shareholders. They're looking out for that. And that's not cool.
I think that to counter Aaron's point, like, hey, we have arenas that are full and nobody's ever really heard my point, or he hasn't really heard the arguments that I'm making. Omar brings up a really good point. For a long time, WWE was all there is for a long time. With their monopolistic ways, they would buy out other people. They would rip. They would. What do you call it? There's a word for it. They would pinch the talent. They would. There's a verb for it.
It's a
And so it
whole
would.
thing.
Yeah, and it would just so they wouldn't wrestle there. You know what I mean? So I think what ends up happening is that a lot of people, they've got nothing else, and a lot of guys have been conditioned. I guess you could say a lot of people have been conditioned to understand and to believe that this is wrestling. This really diluted, watered down waste of talent, ad riddled, fucking really choppy ass wrestling is wrestling. Where wrestling is the afterthought. Where wrestling, it's promo, 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 then wrestling, and the wrestling is just mid. And so I think that people like, oh, well, look at the arenas, they're full. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a good product. You know what I mean? And so I think that I actually am rooting for AEW just as a fan. If I'm a fan of anything, I'm a fan of AAA and AEW. But I'm rooting for AEW because I feel like if AEW starts pushing it, then hopefully WWE would start pushing it as well.
They did,
And maybe
They did.
and it
That
just
that's literally why they did good.
and then maybe they start pushing it, and all these guys start putting on fucking matches too. Like maybe WWE will step it up a notch, because you know what? I'll be honest, guys. Like, if I'm a fan, if I'm going to follow this podcast, if I'm going to be a part of this podcast, it's because of the wrestling. And if the wrestling is not good, then I will say so. I am not. For me, there's a difference between loyalty to a brand and loyalty to the art of wrestling, or the art, or the show, or the performance. And a lot of the pushback that I'm getting, a lot of the pushback that we're getting in the comments, is people that are more loyal to the Shield, to the brand, because of all that they've gone through, rather than loyalty to the actual wrestling. And that's cool. You can love your brand, you know what I mean? And that's dope. That's you, right? But not me. You know what I mean? And so I think we got another comment.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
Shout
go
out
ahead, Aaron.
Daryl. Daryl's been cooking. When WCW went under, I thought it would be a great time, but it was the lamest era of wrestling I can remember. WWE/TKO would not be as good if AEW doesn't exist. I think that's a sentiment, right, Aaron? Like, that those
yeah.
dark times and then the good times coincided with AEW's rise, right? And this is also a big sentiment. I agree, man. I was actually really excited for the whole TKO acquisition and the Netflix, but from then and on, I've just seen corporate stuff, ads, and I don't know if it's provided a change that I enjoy. Yeah, TKO would do 2 hours with 20 minutes of wrestling. I saw a stat the
Exactly.
other day.
Oxnard, Daryl, and Oxnard.
I
I
saw a
can't
stat the
handle
other
that
day
shit.
that there is 29 minutes of wrestling in a 2-hour show. 29 minutes of wrestling. I'm gonna repeat that one more time in a 2-hour show.
I mean, that's
29
that
minutes.
that's the whole point of an episode of Raw and SmackDown. It's just to build up matches to have just wrestling at the pay-per-views. Like WrestleMania, you're not gonna see promos at WrestleMania. You're just not. You're just gonna see the payoffs and the blow-ups of what build up to that point.
But you're okay with this, Aaron? Like you're okay with this brand of wrestling? Like this is
Yeah,
what you enjoy? Like
I
you
enjoy it. I like the drama. I like the all
you'd rather
the beef, but also I
do
also
you?
enjoy AEW, and I also enjoy New Japan, and I also enjoy AAA, and I also enjoy Consejo
Okay.
Mundial. Like I just like wrestling. I
I feel
just
like
enjoy everything.
WWE is like a really bad episode of Jerry Springer. You guys remember that shit where people would say something to each
That's
other and they'd be like, ooh, and everybody would be like, ooh, and they would fucking slap box. And then the guy would
that's
separate them. And then
uh,
I
the
can't
other
do it,
day
I
man.
never watched
when
that.
I told y'all
Well,
it's
you watch it
a
every
guilt
Monday.
it's a guilty pleasure. That's what I told y'all. You know, like it's a pleasure what it is. It's and you know, even some people might say the otherwise of exhibition wrestling. It's
They
like why are
do.
these fools doing flips? Why are these
There's
guys spinning? You know, and
You can't
but
make people
I
happy.
you can't
Yeah, you
but
can.
I
Aaron,
think
You can't.
WWE can make
I
people
I
happy. They
I
have it all. They can do
They
it,
I
bro.
do.
They can do
I look. All I'm saying, and I like this question here from Mister Daryl, is that if give either of these two promotions and the talent that are in these two promotions, Consejo Mundial or Triple A, the money that WWE does, I'm telling you, it's going to be a better show. They're going to be better workers. They're going to be better overall, all around than whatever we got going on WWE. And I think that it just has to do with the leadership. Personally, like Vince McMahon was tripping, bro. Triple H, I don't know what he's doing. Triple K, y'all. That's the first time I call him Triple H in like 2 years, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
surprised,
God,
bro.
yeah, I was like, damn, that shit felt weird. That shit felt weird off of my tongue. You know, like that. And I think that if you just give, I'm hoping it's CM Punk to bring it back. That whenever Vince McMahon's shithead, daughter and son-in-law are out of WWE, that maybe it can go to Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes that are a little bit less removed from the nepotism, and they're more wrestlers and more involved with that, because I think that's a strength with AEW and AAA and Consejo Mundial, is that they're a little bit more wrestler and fan oriented, while WWE is a lot more profit, the aura, the cult of WWE and what it's supposed to be.
Well, they have a
And
40 fucking year head start. You know what I mean? They have a
exactly.
40-year head start. Yeah, and like you
We're
can't
talking
expect
from stuff from
AEW
the
to be the
90s.
same. Yeah. You can't expect AEW to be the same. But I personally I'm glad I watch Consejo Mundial. I watch Triple A. Not, I don't watch Consejo Mundial as much as I'd like. But every I would go to AEW show tomorrow. I would. But I'm going to the WWE and it's out of obligation, bro. And I'm
You don't
not
have to
rooting
go.
against I'm not rooting against WWE. I don't want them to fail. It's just that I feel like they have so much talent, bro, and they have everything, and they're choosing to deliver the shitty product day in and day out, week in and week out. I haven't
Yes.
watched it, bro.
Aaron, our certified ball knower, put me onto Lucha Underground right before we started this podcast, and I told him, Aaron, like, give me like a fucking crash course of what I should watch, and he told me to watch Kenny Omega versus Penta, and then Penta in Lucha Underground with Prince
Is it a promo?
Puma. No, it's just straight up grappling, bro. It's just good ass
The
wrestling.
Lucha
So
Underground was like kind of, it's like it was weird. It was, how do I explain Lucha Underground? It was like I couldn't tell you how, but it was different from AEW. It was different from WWE. It was completely different how they presented this show, and it was actually pretty cool.
I think for me, man, ideally, I would like for WWE to really feel the
Uh,
heat and really improve their product. And for AEW to keep growing. Like I want AEW to keep on. I want uh fucking Consejo Mundial to grow. I want Triple A to go. And I don't want
uh,
I really wouldn't want WWE to fucking nab up all these promotions. I really wouldn't want to because I'm really enjoying wrestling right now. I'm really for the first time since we started this pod, like I'm enjoying watching it. So
Wait,
uh
can that be a good thing or a bad thing? Like just WWE buying these companies, kind of like
bad,
bad thing.
bad.
and like
I
exposing them because like I stopped watching
bad.
AAA years ago, and I'm watching it now, and I feel like more people are watching it now. I think they're working with TNA. I've never watched
So
TNA in my life, and I'm kind of interested in
it,
TNA.
Well,
it's
because you're a
okay
brand.
if they do it. No, well, it like in its pure economics and like
AEW is doing
political
the same
science
thing too.
sense, in a pure brand and political economic sense, that is what happens. Bigger companies and organizations take on other ones, but it is bad when in a certain trade or a certain like sector that one or two companies take over the entire sector, because then it ruins innovation, it ruins production, it ruins capital, it ruins gains overall as an individual, but it provides those two companies with all of the capital and all of the money. And so all of the wrestlers that are outside of WWE and AEW, they're screwed essentially. And so the more companies that
Yeah,
are providing the same good of wrestling, then it is
the better.
beneficial to the overall art of wrestling overall, because then more, it's just like the buffet essentially. More food, more goods, more natural things can be produced than if it's just two companies mass producing fruit, mass producing CML, mass producing all of that stuff. It's You're going to get the same manufactured things that don't really get the same quality of AAA, that don't really get the same quality of CML and all of that stuff. Gosh, guys, I just did you guys an economics fucking lesson with wrestling. So congratulations. Uh, the ref
So
incident in OVW? No, I don't know. Do you guys know about the ref incident in
Is that
OVW?
was that the one that had the stroke in the middle of the ring, and they could just continue
Oh,
wrestling for like, bro, check on the guy,
that's
he's fucking
fucked up,
dying.
bro.
yeah,
What?
I did.
But Aaron, I did want to ask you because you would know this, and maybe you can confirm with your sources. So after the CM Punk fucking lame ass promo, he got approached by the bald guy in a suit. I don't know his name,
Who?
and like
Adam Pierce?
after they were off air, yeah, after they were off air, and I guess he said a few things to CM Punk, and CM Punk responded. I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't click on it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, this was after Raw was off air. I'll text it to you, Foos.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So the OVW ref, they kicked him. He had a seizure. I just think that stuff like that in wrestling, yeah, it was the whole thing, bro. There's two recent situations in indie wrestling things. It was, Rampage Jackson, his
Yeah,
son
yeah.
went and fucked up a guy, and then they just like kind of left him on the side, and then a similar circumstance happened in OVW where a referee accidentally took a bump. He got like kicked or something on a botched move, and then that fool was having seizures on the side, and then like instead of like checking on him, like the wrestlers just started kicking him and shit because they didn't know that he was having a seizure and the match wasn't stopped. So that fool was just like convulsing like the entire time. And yeah, you gotta stop. I agree. But like that's why, like things like monopolies aren't good, because you have companies like WWE that have like standard operating procedures on how to handle that, but they don't share that information on how to handle an injury or how to do those different things when smaller indie wrestling or even OVW. Like OVW is a fucking WWE like fucking undershoot, and WWE just buries those things to the side regularly and shit. So
I think what I'm worried about is the machinery that is this fucking lame machinery that is WWE is just gonna really ruin these promotions, and really ruin these wrestlers, So I don't really trust WWE right now. I haven't for a while,
So you guys didn't like them buying AAA?
Look,
I like it that
I'm
it's not becoming that yet. They're having more promos. I will see how the Mexican crowd, appreciates that. That they're having a little more ceremony or a little more pomp, I think AAA I was already watching AAA before, and it's the same wrestlers pretty much, and it's the same storylines pretty much. I don't know if much changed yet. I was watching it before, yeah, if I remember
I,
correctly. So
I think in just a pure economics and political sense, I'm not a fan of monopolies like WWE purchasing up companies like that. But in a sense where it gives lucha libre the opportunity to have a bigger audience, I'm okay with that because it's given me the opportunity to tap back into lucha libre, and I'd assume it's given other people the opportunity to do the other thing as well. As long as they're not fucking up with the culture too much, which they started off bad, but they stumbled upon Ludwig Americano. It was not by their own choosing and by their own planning. It was something that insisted in spite of themselves.
anything else, fellas? Anything else y'all want to add? Anything else, Oxnard?
I would say, y'all already know what it is out here. The art of wrestling, fucking small package wrestling. We are here every single fucking Wednesday, sometimes Tuesdays, and we are gonna be collabing with with a podcast coming up. So give us a follow, give us a subscribe, a like, all of those things. We're on all of these different platforms. We post on Reddit now. We got karma. We got some Reddit karma. We're fucking outside. I have more Reddit karma on my fucking small package account than I do on my personal account. Join our subreddit. If you guys want to be a mod, email us. I'll probably deny you unless you're real. And then, like fucking reach out to us, collab with us. But hey, just I wanted to give a quick shout out to every single person that keeps our chat active. Darnell, fucking Mikey,
Daryl,
Daryl, or
Petey,
Darnell, Daryl, Petey, but also to my fellow small packages here, Quex and Aaron. Appreciate y'all, brothers. Y'all make this small package, possible, and this is just the beginning. And keep on following us and joining us on a weekly basis. Y'all have anything else to add?
I think I just heard some gunshots.
Oh, shout out.
All right, fellas, I think I should get off.
Hit him with the chop.
Fucking
Yeah.
Southside Manteca, bro. Are we off?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta do the video.